I'm Mary Tobolt Big Mountain. I'm from Waukesha County in Wisconsin. C-130 pilot from the Air Force. Happy to be here today. My goal as a Wisconsin farmer was to get off the farm and go see the world. I was excited to have the chance to do that as an Air Force pilot. My twin sister went off and flew Blackhawks in the Army, so I had to one-up her and become an Air Force pilot. I'd never realized when I put on those wings all the adventures I'd get to see. One of them was to fly a C-130 into North Korea. Most people are very impressed with that. I always remind them the really impressive part is flying it out. We flew in on one of these missions. It's an honor to talk about a POW-MIA mission where we went into North Korea to recover the missing of one of our fallen. The mission on paper looked like just any other mission, but we soon realized once we filed the flight plan it was going to be different, and quite an honor to fly it. Taking off from South Korea, heading to North Korea, you can't just cross the DMZ. You have to go out to the water, out to the east. And when you cross over, it was before the sun came up, you couldn't see much out the window. You could check your navigational aids, but the one thing you could see out the window is as you cross the South Korean border, you can see lights and fishing boats and commerce, and you could immediately see when we went into North Korea where there was a void of fishing boats and commerce. And soon after that we landed and met with the embassy team to confirm that there were missing in action remains that were found in North Korea. I can say that the momentum and excitement for the aircrew starts when you hear about the conversation between the linguist and the farmer and what they found. Every time it's something a little different. It's not just the pilots that make it possible. It was a process that started months or years before that. We send our linguists in and they go talk to the local farmers. They say, did you see any planes that went down during the war? And it's the foreign language ability that makes this communication and connection possible. And then that team is there for weeks, months, maybe years looking for the remains of our missing in action. We have a team in Madison, the UW team that is sending their biotech teams out looking for the remains, and they're finding answers. It's happening all around us and we can get involved if we want to. That team in Madison is a group of mostly volunteers and grants, and I'm very impressed with what they're doing in our community. The way that these remains are repatriated is on the tail of many of our military aircraft. And when you're flying the line, as they call it, you're often on a normal tactical mission, and then you see a plane come by and land, and all the other planes stop. And we honor the mission that plane is carrying out because we know on that plane is the remains of another service member, and we stop and we honor them. And to see the moment that they come back to American soil is something that we can all get involved in, but a lot of it starts with the memory. And so keeping these memories alive in Wisconsin, across the nation, across the world, documenting them and finding a way to take action on them is the next step to repatriating our missing in action, because they're not home yet, and we promised them that we would bring them home, and we continue to work on that mission today.